Hi,
Hi.
welcome back to Yapville. This is episode 33. We are so far in the past right now. We're about a month in the past at this point.
Oh my god, what happened, do you think?
I don't know.
You're a year older?
Yeah, I think I'll be a year older when this comes out. Or it'll be the...
Yeah, you will be.
Wait, because I was calculating it in my head. It's weird. So, like, this comes out the last week I'm 33, and then... And it's episode 33, and then episode 34 will come out the week I'm 34.
Weird.
Isn't that so crazy and kooky?
Crazy.
Well, first of all, welcome to Yapville, a podcast where we talk about a little bit about pop culture, a little bit about our interesting selves, even though we're not influencers and nobody probably cares, and then a whole lot of yapping about Reddit stories and giving our unsolicited opinions and maybe some advice.
And we don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, we don't know what we're
Ever.
talking about. But we have, been through quite a bit in our lives.
Oh yeah, we're very...
I'd say a little more than the average human.
Yeah.
But I just had something pop into my head. Since pop culture is ever changing, every day something's different, so nothing we talk about right now is going to be relevant in the future. So what if we made some predictions?
Okay, what's gonna happen with Justin Bieber? Because he's going through it right now. Have you seen him lately?
I don't think I've seen him, but do you know Heather Shaw, the comedian that looks like Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
She said something about him. I don't remember what it was, but
Girl,
basically he's going through it.
He looks like not good.
Like a father to a newborn?
No, like he's on drugs.
Oh, that's sad. Justin, come on. You gotta be there for Haley and the baby.
So I wonder what's going on with Justin Bieber. Something's gonna come out with that because
He's just sad about Selena and Benny Blanco, the aardvark.
What do you think? What do you think of Benny Blanco and Selena? Do you think they're cute, or do you think it's like for show?
I don't think it's for show. They both seem like genuine people, unless they have me fooled, but I'm pretty good at reading people. But I do think that Selena Gomez's voice drives me absolutely nuts.
I hate the way she talks.
I hate her voice. She's like...
She talks with her teeth closed. Like, she doesn't...
Yes!
I don't know why she does that.
She talks like this, and I don't know why.
I think I was like, maybe it's like because of her
Lupus?
but I guess it could be. So maybe we're just assholes.
Maybe, but I don't think that lupus makes you talk different.
I'll never forget the Trisha Paytas when she said, "Oh, rare beauty, is that because she has that rare disease?"
Oh, stop. Is lupus even that rare?
I think it is.
Benny Blanco, I don't know. If it came out he's friends with P. Diddy, I wouldn't be surprised, but he seems like a genuine person.
Surprised. I think he's like, oh, can I ask your opinion on something? What do you think of Harry Daniels, the guy who sings at Celebrities? Do you know that guy?
Oh my god, I think it's funny.
I think so too. I think
it's amazing that he makes, like, I love that some of them are so into it. Like, have you seen, like, Lizzo? She's like, yeah.
Yeah.
But then some are so uncomfortable, like, why are you following me? And it's so funny.
I love, he does that to Benny Blanco all the time. Like, Benny Blanco's
Oh,
like,
I think I've seen these.
like, are you following me?
I feel like I've seen people, too, try to do the apartment one with Benny Blanco. Where
Yeah,
they're like,
I did see that one.
How much is your rent in New York City?
He's like, I'm not going to say. But I didn't realize that Benny Blanco was the one that, like, made some, like, bangers.
Yeah.
Good for him.
That's... What the hell?
So someone just ran out on the street in their robe.
My neighbor someone was just running with a bag of stuff, and my neighbor just ran out in her robe after them, and now she's running back?
In her socks and robe.
Oh, maybe we'll get a police chase. So,
What are your predictions?
oh my gosh, I don't even know.
Trisha Paytas is going to give birth to the Pope.
I was literally thinking that, and then I forgot it. Yeah, when is she due? Is she gonna have a Taurus?
I don't know. I can probably look it up.
She already gave birth. She's a Taurus.
Yep, she already gave birth to the Queen
Elizabeth.
And someone else. There was some other royal person.
That would be so weird if all these, like, crazy people keep dying before Trish Paytas has a kid.
July 25th. A Leo.
Ooh, a Leo.
I mean, July 2025, not 25th.
Oh, so a Cancer or a Leo.
Yep, so the Pope may have died, but he's going to be reincarnated.
Yeah.
But we can talk about that because we'll be back for July.
Yeah, we'll be back. We are about to have our month off. We still have to edit and post things, and we got to get together and make some TikToks so people are interested in us. But
I think Katy Perry's gonna cancel her tour because she's a flop and no one cares. And she can't sell anything out because she's a flop. This podcast hates Katy Perry.
I predict that Drew Barrymore will have someone on her talk show and she'll talk this close to their face.
Oh, wow. That probably will come true. I do love Drew, but sometimes I'm like... And I love physical.
her.
I love physical touch, too, but I'm like...
Ooh, I mean, I don't mind physical touch, but I have a bubble. I mean, me and you are on top of each other right now, but we're best friends, so it's different.
Yeah, but she's like...
People talking...
When she's talking to them,
Oh,
like...
I hate it. I hate it. Oh, I
rubbing
hate it.
their arm and
Even
shit.
if, like, I don't have any friends like that, thank God, but people who talk right here, I'm like... I can't listen to you because... I used to work with a guy that would talk that close to me, and I would literally step back, and he would step forward. I'd be like... Social distance, please.
It's like Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande whenever they were doing.
Oh my God, they're like on top of each other.
I'll never forget the holding the finger.
Is Ariana still with Ethan?
There's rumors that they're breaking up.
Oh, I hope so. I mean, I hate both of them, but let's predict whose life Ariana's gonna ruin next. Whose marriage or relationship.
I've seen people say that Penn Badgley from You, because they had the interview together.
Oh.
And
is that the main guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Pascal, what's his name? Not Pedro.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
But the other one, he's from Gladiators. Paul Pascal or something. That's another one people were saying. Okay. What do you think about Gracie Abrams?
I love her music. I don't really know much about her. Is she a lesbian?
No, but she's a Nepo baby.
Ugh. Well, so was your fucking Marge or whatever her name is.
Marge. Who's Marge?
Mary Qualley.
Oh, Margaret Qualley, I love her too.
She's a Nepo baby.
She's a Nepo baby.
Everyone, like, basically everyone's an Nepo baby now.
It's
because
true.
all the celebrities had babies.
Yeah, but, I don't know.
The guy in, well, Sophie Thatcher, I don't think she's a Nepo baby, but the guy in Companion, the main guy, he's a Nepo baby.
Is he?
Yeah, he's, Dennis Quaid and somebody else's kid. Like another celebrity. Yeah.
I just can't get behind the Sophie Abrams. I'm so sorry.
Who?
I mean, Gracie. She's just boring.
That's just the way it goes. I want to speak in code. I love Gracie Abrams. Why is she a Nepo baby?
I don't know. I don't know who her parents are. Let's see. I don't know, she's just boring. And I've seen her perform live on TikTok and stuff, and I'm like...
have you ever heard of the band Boy Genius and Phoebe Bridgers? I like don't listen to any of their music, but I fall down a rabbit hole for them sometimes, even though I've literally never listened to them, and I don't really like Phoebe Bridgers that much. Oh, you want to know why? Because
she's dating Bo Burnham.
That movie that I recommended, Promising Young Woman, has Bo Burnham in it.
I love him!
Oh, watch the movie, please.
I am Bo Burnham's... I love him. My Spotify Wrapped, the Inside soundtrack was on... The Inside soundtrack was on my Spotify Wrapped for the past, 5 years.
My Spotify Wrapped, I mean, I am more of an Apple person. I'm going back and forth right now. But both of them will probably have fucking Baby Billy Freeman live at Zion's Landing. It will have so much Righteous Gemstones shit on it because I just listen to those songs.
So, Gracie Abrams is the daughter of filmmaker J.J. Abrams and a film and television producer Katie McGrath.
He looks like our age.
He's 58. Oh, he made Star Trek.
He did not make Star Trek.
And Star Wars.
He would have been 10 when he did that, Cloverfield.
Oh, he made Lost.
Yeah. He made those?
Well, he produced them, right?
Wait, hold on. Star Trek... Okay, I guess that kind of makes sense, because that was 2009, but not the original Star Wars or Star Trek. No. That was, before he was born.
He's a filmmaker, so yeah, he did. Lost.
Fuckers. I am so jealous of Nepo babies.
Mission Impossible, Cloverfield.
I wish my parents gave me anything besides fucking issues.
And trauma.
So, and by the next time we film, I'll have a different haircut.
Oh, you'll have Sophie Thatcher bangs.
Yeah, I'll have Sophie Thatcher bangs. She made them. Don't argue with me.
What about Sabrina? Sabrina kind of brought them back, too.
Those are totally different bangs.
They are.
You're so pretty when you calculate in your head.
The flippy bangs just remind me of Sabrina. She, like, trademarked that shit.
I wonder if Lord's album has come out yet.
No, probably not till summer.
But, like, a month from now will almost be summer.
I
just almost Memorial Day by the time we film again.
You know the, Girl So Confusing song with Charlie XCX? I just saw a TikTok of Lorde, and she's walking around New York City, and someone in the comments said, wow, she actually does kind of walk like a bitch.
I got Taco Bell Friday night with my 2 gay boys, Dylan and Will, and I put, like, all the Taco Bell all over the kitchen table because I was drunk and I ordered a lot of shit. And 2 of their cats are sniffing the Taco Bell, and I just took, like, a really high up angled picture, and I put it on Snapchat, but I put this song over it. I put "Girl So Confusing." It's so hard to be a girl.
I have Wegovy sitting in my fridge for the past, like, 2 weeks that I paid.
I also love how you say it. You make it sound like it's French or something.
Wegovy. I've had Wegovy in the fridge for, like, 2 weeks that I paid $60 for. Actually, my boyfriend did. Thank you, Edwin. And I'm too scared to take because I'm scared I'm going to have a reaction, which I've never had a reaction to any medication I've ever taken before. So I don't know why I'm so terrified my throat's going to close off. But I am.
I'm Googling, how common is a Wegovy allergy? Okay, I'm not spelling anaphylactic right.
Rare but serious.
3% of adolescents experience a rash, and 3% of patients experience hives.
Oh. Well, I don't care about a rash or hives. I care about fucking dying.
So, a study by the American Allergy of Asthma something found that incident rates of anaphylactic in pooled GLP-1 cohort, including semaglutide, was 4.2 per 10,000 per person. You have a 0.24%, so less than 0.25% of being allergic.
Okay, what if it makes me dizzy? What if I faint? What if...
Well, you are going to be nauseous. That's why I said do not start it until you have Zofran.
Oh,
and keep that shit on.
I'm nauseous every day.
No, girl. Like I threw up on the phone with you. Or not on the phone with you, but...
Well, what dosage were you on? This is the starting. This is like 0.5.
Yeah, but your body has to get used to it. I was probably on the full dosage.
Oh, yeah.
But...
Because I talked to the nurse practitioner at work, and she said...
Do you have Zofran, like, at your job that they could just give you?
She prescribed it to me. Okay. But... She said that the first month you take it, you're really not going to notice anything. It's not until you up your dosage when you're like, oh, I'm sick. Mm-hmm. She's like, that's when you could have GI issues. She's like, but your first month on it, you're not going to really notice anything. It's not until they up it, and you're like, I'm throwing up. She's like, but some people don't have that. Some people tolerate it fine.
I felt like I was going to throw up because I would take it on a Monday night, and I would take it on a Monday night at like 10 or 11, because I'm like a night owl. Would have to wake up at 4:30 in the morning for my job and then go, so I'd get barely any sleep. I probably wouldn't have much food in my stomach, and I would be going up and down 60 feet in the air and get really nauseous. And like I'm under fluorescent lights, but then sometimes it would only be the day after, but sometimes if I was taking like a really hot shower, which you probably take just as hot showers as me, I would get like really lightheaded and dizzy, and like I'd have to like sit and ask Colin to bring me a Zofran. That's like my only complaint. You just have to make sure you're eating throughout the day, even if it's just a few bites.
Like a protein bar or something. Yeah, so I'm just scared. I have medication anxiety. It's like the worst anxiety to have, because in order to counteract anxiety, usually you take medication, which I'm too scared to take. So I just suffer.
Yeah, my body dysmorphia doesn't want me to take. There's like OCD medication out there called Luvox, but I gained weight when I was on it.
Yeah, I gained like 100 pounds on Zoloft, so.
Oh my goodness gracious.
That's when I ballooned.
So she blossomed.
Don't go on antidepressants.
Yeah, no.
Do you want to be depressed and fat, or just depressed?
Yeah, choose pick one. All right, let's get into these stories. I predict we'll have 50 followers on YouTube when we get back from our little break. Let's cheers our LaCroix and get into these stories. Cheers. Amanda and I are a little bit closer to each other today because we're charging my laptop and the cord is 2 feet long.
Oh my god. This one's coming from Am I Wrong from 4 days ago. Am I wrong for asking my sister and brother-in-law to stop having sex so loud? Disclaimer, I'm asking for a friend who doesn't use Reddit. Yeah?
Sure.
My friend Marlene is 22 and moved Into her older sister's house, Jamie, 40, and her husband, Kevin.
Asking for a friend, but saying her name.
I know. Jamie and Kevin have a nice 5-bedroom, 2-story house, and Marlene gets her own room, which is next to the master bedroom. In addition to this, Jamie and Kevin currently have 4 kids. Jesus. Ages 4 to 15. The kids share 3 bedrooms. Marlene is currently living here since it's much closer to her college. But 1 year in, and she says she doesn't know how much longer she can take it. Marlene has told me how awkward this is getting, as she can clearly hear the noise made whenever Jamie and Kevin have sex. At first, she tried to just ignore it. Later, resorted to having headphones on at night, but stopped due to how uncomfortable it felt. She describes the awkward moaning and downright screams she hears at times. The very awkward things they say to each other. She describes the walls as paper thin and is very uncomfortable. She finally decided to talk to Jamie about this. Jamie says that Marlene is creepy to even listening in on their intimacy. Jamie apologized but says it's her house and they're a married couple who do what they want for fun. Marlene asks what she can do besides moving out and possibly finding a roommate. There isn't much she can do besides try to ignore her best to ignore it when they're having sex. Now that she's brought it up though, there's a weird vibe between her and her sister. Marlene wonders if asking her sister to have quieter sex was not right. Am she, wronged for asking Jamie to chill out with the loud sex in her own home? I mean...
Where, did it say where her bedroom is in comparison to the sister?
Next to the master bedroom.
And where are the kids' bedrooms?
I don't know. They share 3 different rooms. In a sense, it is their house. They're allowed to fuck as loud as they want.
That's so, like, I would never want anyone to hear me have sex, though. That's so uncomfortable.
Some of the comments are she should get a white noise machine and crank it up.
Also, why, like, headphones are obviously uncomfortable to sleep with, but why wouldn't you get earplugs?
Something.
They're much more comfortable.
You can't really ask someone to, hey, that's in their own home to be like, hey, stop fucking so loud. Like, it's their house, right? That's how I see it, at least.
Is she paying rent?
I think she's just staying there.
If she's staying there for free, I would just buy some earplugs with all that money you're saving.
Marlene is living in their home, and it's her responsibility to accommodate them. Wearing earplugs is a very easy way to solve this problem. She could also just move out. True.
Or maybe ask to switch rooms with the 4-year-old, like if it's easy.
But someone said, nah, the older sister's tripping. I get that it's their house, but y'all screaming with 4 kids in the house?
Yeah,
that's wild. Weird. Unless the house is a mansion, that's just crazy. You can get it in, but screaming when your kids and your sister's in the house, that's just weird.
Yeah.
White noise ain't worth a damn. The kids ain't dumb. They know exactly what's going on.
I would also be annoyed if it was, like, interrupting my sleep.
I mean, that's true. If she's fucking screaming and she's a 4-year-old and 15-year-old, yeah.
Harder! Wrong hole!
She is wrong. For people to have sex where their children can hear them is traumatizing.
That is so weird. But you know, some families, they're weird and close. Marlene needs to wear earplugs.
I don't know. I'm not trying to be an asshole and be like, she's there for free, but...
I've had plenty of roommates, and granted, it's not like one of them have owned the apartment. Well, you know what? No. I lived with my best friend Dylan. He owned a house, and I mean, I honestly don't think he would have cared, but I was not about to be, like, screaming, having sex.
There's ways... This isn't porn.
Yeah.
There's ways where you can have quiet sex, and it'd be okay. You don't have to be like...
Yeah, you could get really kinky and put one of those, like, red ball with the straps on it in each other's mouth.
Ball gag? You could be...
What is it called?
A ball gag?
Yeah, get a ball gag.
You could be...
Oh, Marlene should gift them ball gags.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Smart.
And they should gift her earplugs.
You don't have to be loud. That's just a preference. I'm sorry. It's
Yeah.
not porn. You don't have to be putting on a show. You could be quiet if you want.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you. Unless this is, like... the most amazing, out-of-this-world, fucking rocket ship flying to space sex.
And after having 4 kids together, if you're still doing that, damn, good for you.
I get that you get in the moment, but you have people in your home.
Oh, look at her, she's so cute. I'm more, like, worried about the kids.
Yeah, the kids is kind of weird.
What do you think they tell the kids it is?
Oh, we're just playing a game.
Mommy and Daddy are just playing Monster. Monsters.
I want to play. Here you go.
Is mommy hurting daddy?
I think
Or is daddy hurting mommy?
I think daddy's doing something to mommy in there. We should go check it out.
This one's coming from Am I the Asshole? The title is, Am I the Asshole for Accepting Money from a Teacher After My Parents Said No? I, 17 female, have always had a love for science. This year I am taking a marine biology elective and it has been a blast. The content is very different than the typical science courses offered at my school, but that's what I like about it. Next month, after AP exams, the class will be going on a field trip. When I heard about this trip, I was very excited and had my parents sign the waiver right away. The trip is $45. When my parents learned that the trip isn't free, they told me I can no longer go. I was a bit confused because my parents have never rejected academic field trips and had paid for more expensive non-academic trips before. I respected their decision. However, when I told my teacher I could no longer attend, she told me about how the school sponsors extra tickets and that there are some unclaimed ones. When I told my parents about this, they told me not to accept handouts because it would be embarrassing for them. Their point felt a bit self-centered, so I submitted my waiver and accepted the free ticket. Last week, she's so fucking cute.
I know, why is she just looking around?
So I submitted my waiver and accepted the free ticket. Last week, my parents got the confirmation email about the trip. So for the past 3 days, they have been calling me ungrateful and spoiled for doing this behind their back. They have also been trying to make an example of me to anyone who will listen. At first, I felt bold and empowered for signing up for the trip, but now I'm not sure if I made the right choice. Am I the asshole? This doesn't have enough context. Why are your parents trying to keep you away from
school
education?
Because maybe at first, like when you read the title, I was like, I would feel bad, like guilty as the parent, being like, I can't really afford it, and then the teacher being like, oh, I can pay for you, but it's not like that. There was unclaimed tickets.
Yeah. Well, personally, I don't think you're the asshole, but I wish we had more context of the parents' reasoning.
I mean, it may be like I just said, maybe the parents are just embarrassed because they can't afford it. But if there's unclaimed
hard right now,
if there's unclaimed tickets, it's not like someone really was like, here, I'll pay for you.
Yeah. Because I was gonna say, if it's coming out of the teacher's wallet, that's saying a lot of how much the teacher wants them to go, though, because teachers don't make as much money as they should. So the top comment is, you're not the asshole. I also study marine science, and I hope you can continue to study it in the future. The world would be better for it. It's wonderful that school is supportive of your endeavors, and your parents should be as well. It's experiences like these that will shape your interests and goals, and it's your parents' job to support them. Maybe you should have a serious conversation with them about why they're so opposed to the trip, and explain how much it means to you. Congrats for taking this opportunity into your own hands and advocating for something you care about. It's a great step towards a bright future. Hopefully your parents will appreciate your courage and determination later on. Perfect. Yeah, It's not like they, OP, snuck out behind the parents and went to a party to drink when they say, oh, you can't go to this party. They went behind their parents' back for their education. Yeah. It's something they're interested in. And imagine, like, they get into a college and actually study marine biology. This can set them forward a little bit or make them stick out more if, it's a competitive college. I don't know anything about college.
Me either. I never went.
But everyone's saying not the asshole. So, OP, you are not the motherfucking asshole.
No, there's no way. Because of school?
Yeah.
Girl.
Goodbye.
The parents are being selfish.
Wow, crazy.
Making it about themselves.
Parents being selfish? I've never heard of such a thing. I started the, Julia Fox.
You started the book?
Yeah, I only read like 10 pages though. But maybe I'll be done by the time this comes out.
All right, my next story is coming from Am I the Asshole? Broke up with my girlfriend because of her behavior, and it's marked not safe for work, and that's why I saved it. I want to know what her not safe for work behavior is.
I saw the first comment and it just says, Jesus, man.
My 26-year-old girlfriend and I, 25-year-old, okay, have been together for 1 year and 5 months. I met her at a nonprofit event for my friend's business. My friend and hers were trying to hook us up together, but I was not interested at the time. Years later, I decided to contact her because I was in a better position in my life. We would message each other here and there, but at very surface level. During our first couple of months of speaking to each other, we hung out and had really serious conversations about our beliefs and morals. Hers sounded alike from mine: religion, marriage, family-oriented, the role of man and woman. Ew.
Yeah, that's gross.
As time went on, I got comfortable, and I would go to her laptop to watch movies, and one day she forgot to close a page on her tabs. I attempted to close it so that the movie I was about to watch wouldn't glitch while watching it. So instead of clicking the small X button, I clicked on the tab itself. I saw a few cute pictures of herself when she was young with her family and friends, and I found them so adorable and beautiful, so I kept looking, feeling like I was the luckiest man alive. As I kept scrolling, I ended up seeing pictures of her half naked showing her butt in 2023. Then videos of her shaking her butt, screenshots of sexual quotes saying stuff like, "When we both nut, the world is amazing." Then a nude of her ex-boyfriend. It was too late. I was all the way in looking at everything at that point. To be fair, we were in a relationship for about 7 months at that point. At first, I didn't confront her about it. Instead, I asked her random questions here and there to see if she would lie to me. I asked her if those pictures were sent to any men, and she said no, they were sent to her girlfriends. I asked her if the videos of her shaking her ass was just for herself, and she said yes.
Of course she did.
Then I asked her what her body count was.
Oh, God.
I hate that. And
the biggest red flag was, like, the man and woman.
Roll, yeah. And now body count. What's your body count, sir?
0.
And she said 6, but later I confronted her about that, and she came forward and told me it was 8.
Oh my God, what a whore.
I was devastated.
Stone her. Stone her in public.
Weeks passed by, and I knew deep down that she was lying to me more about things now. I was so hurt. I didn't see her the same way anymore. But I was willing to give her a chance, so I asked her the same questions, and she came straight forward and told me there's some pictures and videos that she sent her ex-boyfriends, and some of them to her hookups. I was devastated. A woman sending nudes to exes?
This isn't a woman, this is a whore. In the Lord's eyes? Sinner.
Sinner. I also expressed that I had the view of who she was, but it completely changed. She then told me that she was completely embarrassed and she regretted all of it. I tried to move on from all of that, but it kept haunting me. I completely lost trust in her for months, and she was trying her best throughout our relationship to show me that she's not who I think she is. But why? I'm confused. Why was the tab open?
Why? Okay, so you're not allowed to have a life before
a
relationship.
But I'm confused. So a tab, I'm picturing it being like Google Chrome or something, like a tab
Of photos?
Of her? Of like her.
Maybe he meant like a folder?
Maybe it's like a Google Drive?
Maybe.
And it's like pictures of his everything?
It's in a different country, so.
That would make sense. Yeah, so why does that fucking matter? I thought it was like on a porn website or something.
Yeah. I thought he was gonna like open like a adult movie and be offended.
Yeah. She became very religious compared to when I first knew her. She stopped talking to her guy friends 3 months into our relationship.
He's really got her tied down.
She stopped talking to her bad influence friends. She honestly was the most loving girlfriend I had, but I couldn't look past these lies, even though I tried my best. She would tell me the truth when telling me things, but I would automatically think she was lying. Therefore, it was a result in us having issues. We both met each other's families, and she was very clear and vocal that I was the best she's ever had overall, and that she wanted us to get married, but I was still am unsure about that. I guess she wanted to massage my ego. Therefore, she asked me if I wanted to do a sex tape with her and explore all my kinks, and I agreed. She said, all right, maybe this will work.
Oh, wow, I'm surprised he agreed. Sounds like he's saving it for Jesus.
But that was only short-term satisfaction, because I would start thinking, who else has she done this for?
Oh my God, this guy's a pussy.
I'm getting mad. I eventually asked her, and she said nobody. Even if she did, I wouldn't care at this point on. At this point in our relationship, it was more about being truthful. She never lied to me about anything in the past during the first few months of our relationship. She's never disrespected me or did anything behind my back either. We were always together hanging out after work or during our free days. My trust issues were so bad, I had her Instagram password and she had mine.
Jesus, what's the point of dating at that point?
Right. Fast forward 1 year and 5 months later, I thought I was all over this until the day we went to my cousin's release music video party.
There's mad guys that she fucked there.
She's a pretty big upcoming artist. Her and I are like brother and sister. She means a lot to me. On our way to the party, I told my girlfriend that my cousin's friends might be there. Hold on. I got ahead of myself. I told my girlfriend that my cousin's friend that might be there gave me a hand job a few years ago. My girlfriend was mad because I didn't tell her beforehand. And to be quite honest, I've been very stressed and busy with work. I got a promotion in my tech job.
Fucking excuses.
And making above the average, and I'm a part of the visible minority, and I feel like I need to work above and beyond. Anyways, I was in the bathroom with my cousin's boyfriend and his friend was telling me that he got head from that same girl, and my girlfriend was snooping around trying to listen to our conversation. She then
like you snooped around her folder?
She then made this big scene crying to me and calling me a liar and that I think she's stupid. But little that she knew that never came out of my mouth, and she misheard the conversation. She thought I was the one that said that, but I never did. In fact, I never lied to my girlfriend about my sexual past. I have 8 body count, just like her, and I've never lied about it.
Didn't lie or just didn't tell her?
Also, my girlfriend had a history of picking very low-value men.
Oh my god.
I hate this guy.
I kind of hate both of them.
Her ex-boyfriend was a drug dealer and I went to school with him. He was known to go in and out of jail after high school. Anyways, I told her that she misheard the conversation and that it's ironic that she's mad at me for this since she lied to her sexual past to me. I told her how she felt in this moment was not even close to how I felt. I then left the party early to celebrate my cousin's music video and 100K subscribers on YouTube. My girlfriend apologized to my cousin and to me as well. I told her that she could have asked me in private if I got head from that girl to reassure her that I did not. I then asked her, did she react the way she did because of past trauma? She said yes. A similar situation like that happened to her drug dealer ex-boyfriend that she would always break up with and get back together with. Anyways, that was the tip of the iceberg for me. I dropped her off home, and the next day, I texted her and told her I feel like our relationship is not worth fighting for anymore, and I need time to think and figure out what's best for me. I also told her she needs this time to mature and heal from her past trauma. Hours later, she did not respond, so I called her. I'm breaking up with you. Why aren't you responding to me? Oh my god, I hate this fucking asshole. I called her and told her the same thing. This sounds like my ex. It said that she said that she was getting ready to go out with her mom and she would like to have this conversation later. But I told her I don't want to. And she literally just said, okay. Queen! That's a queen right there. She said, okay.
Okay.
Now it's been 10 hours since the situation. And honestly, if she doesn't reach out to me to make things right or even apologize to me for behavior, I'm going to feel really stupid for believing her when she said she wanted to get married and that she loves me and she wanted me to be the father of her kids. She also bought me a flight to Colombia to meet her brothers and grandma, so I feel so confused. Maybe she's processing everything. I won't reach out to her anymore. I made myself clear. I need time to think, but I can't help to fathom how can a woman say and act this way towards a man that has been nothing but great to her and act so nonchalant? I'm trying to figure out where I went wrong. I keep thinking if having a body count of 8 could be the reason why she acts this way, in the sense that messing with that many men could diminish your compatibility, but in retrospect, having a body count of 8 isn't that much, right? For a 26-year-old, maybe she's reacting nonchalant about this because of trauma? No, she's acting nonchalant because you're a fucking asshole.
Because you're an idiot and she's over it, bruh.
Honestly, I never seen her act that nonchalant, but she's the type of person to write me love letters when I would be mad. And she would drive to my workplace and give me the love letters and make me lunch and deliver it to me at work and all these small things. I don't feel sad or anything like that, just very confused. Also, she seems serious about getting married to me. And all of those things I created a crypto portfolio for the both of us. We made a monthly plans, and I grew our portfolios to $85K in a spend of 6 months.
Span, probably.
I also made my own portfolio, of course. Anyway, he's a fucking finance bro, too. Look.
A Jesus finance bro. Worst
Look
nightmare.
at what I just showed you. I delivered flowers for you for every other month. I cooked for her and her family. I showed her I make money outside of my 9 to 5 and grew a joint portfolio to $85K. I took her to a cruise to the Caribbean. Out of this world sex and love, of course. I was very understandable, and I always showed her who her real friends were.
Okay, at the end of the day, you don't need those material things. You need someone who is going to accept you for you and not judge you. And
these people are terrible people.
Yeah, she, like, isn't the greatest either, but, I mean, he would make me fucking insane. But also being like, I showed her who her real friends are. I mean, her friends who you like, or were they actually not good for her?
OP sounds like a fucking narcissist, crazy person.
Yeah, he does.
And it lives up in the comments because he's responding to every single comment because he just can't help himself.
Yeah, the top comment.
Jesus, man, this is an utter mess. You're as bad as she is. You're both better off far away from each other as possible. And use paragraphs, for fuck's sake. And he responded, just did, and explained how we're both bad. You sound insufferable. So religious, but 8 body count, making sex tapes, sleeping outside wedlock. You, sir, are a massive hypocrite. To be fair, I was in high school when I got those bodies. What's wrong with having a sex tape if there's...
Consent, I think he means.
Consent, and it's with someone you love. My thing isn't having 8 bodies. It's about lying about that. If you read the post correctly, I never lied about myself having 8. We all sin, but it doesn't mean that I sin and can't pray.
So he thinks that just not saying anything is lying. And he thinks because he thinks him not telling her the body count is not lying. And her saying, oh, I had 6, but then being like, actually it's 8. I can't remember, like, I honestly probably like 20 something because I was a hoe when I was younger, but I cannot recall each person. I'm sorry. If I made a list, I wouldn't remember everyone.
She's probably lying to you about the bodies because you're a fucking asshole.
Should you cut that part about when I said I slept with 20 people?
No, who the fuck cares? This guy sounds scary as fuck. Stay away from him. Controlling your friends, controlling you talking to other men, controlling,
who you're friends with? Well, you said that.
Everything. He's red flag all over. Saying bodies. I hate people say, how many bodies you got? Red flag.
He doesn't care. Yeah, who the fuck has... I've never asked Colin how many people he's... Who gives a fuck?
Also, him not wanting to do certain sexual things because who else has she done this with? We're not put on this planet to pleasure you men. Do you know that?
And him saying she needs to deal with her trauma. Buddy, I think it's you that needs fucking therapy and a really big fucking wake-up call.
Oh, yeah, and then her getting mad at him at the party, and he goes, is this your trauma?
Yeah, that's insane.
I would punch him in the head. No, this guy's he reminds me of my first boyfriend.
That guy's insane.
This is this
maybe it's him.
Is him. I swear it is.
He found God and...
No, that's probably all a lie because everything was a fucking lie, but... Run. Please stay away. It's scary.
We need a more refreshing story.
Sorry, guys. Our mic's unplugged.
Yep. I fucked up. What can I tell you? That's all I do.
I was tearing the asshole for unplugging our mics.
At least I didn't unplug the internet again.
That one sucked.
All right. This one is coming from relationship advice from a day ago. The title is My 24 Female Boyfriend, 25 Male, ran away as a dog brutally bit me, and now I see him differently. So I, 24, have been with my boyfriend, 25 Male, for 3 years, and just moved in together not so long ago. But recently something happened to me that I'm recovering from, in which my boyfriend did nothing to try and help me. 2 weeks ago, we went over to his sister and brother-in-law's home for a visit. As we were leaving, their next-door neighbor's large pit bull was outside after escaping from the fence. It wasn't closed all the way, and bit my arm badly. I won't get into too much detail because this post is already going to be pretty lengthy, but I'm currently in recovery and taking time off work as I ended up with injuries from it and can't use my right arm. My boyfriend's reaction through it all is what pissed me off. The attack happened out of nowhere and I barely had time to process it. Pretty much, my back was facing away from the house and I didn't see the dog coming out of the fence. All I know is I heard and saw him barking at us when we left his sister's house. But he was quote-unquote secured, so I didn't think much of it. My boyfriend, however, was facing him and looked and saw him running out and biting me. Immediately, he went inside his sister's house and got his brother-in-law and sister, who ended up hitting the dog with a stick that was already outside. But it still took effort to get him off. But before that, I was alone for about 5 minutes with this dog just not letting go. I couldn't get him off of me. Oh my God. Now, I'll get to why I'm upset with my boyfriend, because I knew he was outside with me when it first happened. He was the first person I looked for and yelled for when the dog wouldn't let go, and I was in the worst pain I've ever experienced. I've never had a bone broken, needed surgery, or anything like that, so yes, this is the worst pain I felt. Afterwards, when I got home from the hospital, I asked him why his brother-in-law had to do what he could have done himself, and he admitted that he freaked out and didn't want the dog to bite him next. Said he was scared of blood and didn't know what to do. Honestly, this kind of made me cringe to hear and made me mad because it's like, you're a grown man running away and could have helped me. I'm not in any means saying it's his fault the dog attacked me, but I think he could have acted quicker to get him off me, and it would have helped me out. After he told me all of this, I kind of started to look at him differently. I can't help it. 2 days after that, I went to go sleep in my parents' house and haven't been back because I'm not sure how I feel about him anymore. So I just think I need time to think. I told him this and he thinks I'm being unreasonable. It's been a great and healthy relationship and I've been genuinely happy. I don't want to throw away a 3-year relationship over this. Like I mentioned, we just moved in together and he's been hinting at proposing sometime this year. I just don't want to be with someone whose first instinct in an emergency is to run away and not do anything. Even has me thinking about the future, thinking about when it's time for us to have a kid, he's just going to panic and not come for me as I'm in pain giving birth. I don't know, it just makes me lose feelings for him, which I know sounds silly, but I literally can't help it. Found out afterwards that his sister already yelled at him too, asking why he left me alone. My parents are, of course, siding with me, but I don't know if it's just because I'm their daughter. So I need unbiased opinions. Do I have the right to be upset?
Yeah.
My boyfriend left me for dead, being attacked by a dog, and I got the ick.
Right.
Yeah, like, you were seriously injured, but it could have been a lot worse. You could have died. Dogs can kill people. And I agree it's not his fault, but 5 minutes. How did it take him 5 minutes?
Yes.
Also,
He shouldn't have left you at all.
If that happens, I mean, I'm not an expert. You should probably just start kicking or punching the dog in the fucking head.
Something. Not just, oh, let me get some help. Girl, if he cared about you, I feel like you'd be fucking on top of that dog. Who cares if he gets bit next? You're helping your girlfriend.
Yeah, I got bit by a dog when I worked at the post office, which was very common. It was just a little puncture wound from a tooth, but it was a mastiff, and it could have been way worse. But they show us a guy I worked with basically got his calf ripped off down to the muscle, and will have a scar forever. There was another guy 30 minutes from here who got his whole forearm ripped off, like, down to the muscle. Dogs can fucking hurt people. Like, that's why I don't want a dog. No offense. It's my anxiety. Well, I don't want to take care of one. And it's my anxiety. Like, when I go on a walk, I'm always like, is there going to be a dog around to attack and kill me?
See, I'm like, oh, I hope there's a dog around.
Like a loose dog that wants to fight Eddie?
No, but
yeah,
I don't
like
have a fear, like,
yeah.
Is there going to be a dog? I never had a bad experience with a dog in my life.
But he could have, like, people are killed by dogs because they can go for your fucking jugular. And 5 minutes in that situation probably felt like 3 hours.
That poor fucking girl. Break up with him.
Oh, totally. Because I don't know. It's such a tough call because they have a happy, healthy relationship. They just moved in together, but he can't protect you. Like,
yeah. Look at this top comment.
Well, I was gonna say I've heard a similar story to this, but it's like they had 2 kids with them or something. So the top comment is, "Hi OP, there's a similar story to yours floating around Reddit. As a woman was with her husband and their niece and nephew in their fenced backyard. I guess a gate was open and a dog ran back to attack. The wife immediately grabbed the small children to get them to safety. Meanwhile, the husband locked the wife and the 2 small children in the backyard with the dog while he ran away. They were his sister's children, and I'm pretty sure his sister was appalled at his behavior and the wife ended up divorcing him. I get it's a knee-jerk reaction, fight or flight, but you've seen how he will react and it's not great."
Mm-hmm. Exactly. What's going to happen if the house sets on fire? He's just going to run out and leave you to burn? You want to feel protected when you're in a relationship.
And you want to feel safe.
And this does not feel safe or protected. It sounds like he's a little selfish.
I get like your body has a natural reaction, but running away from your significant or anybody being attacked by a fucking dog is insane. You need to find like a brick or something or some kind of fucking weapon.
I think if you just punch a dog in the back of the head, I think it will maybe give up.
I don't know if it said it was a pit bull or not, but I know some breeds their jaws lock.
Yeah.
But it might be a situation where you have to fucking really hurt the dog to save your wife. But it's like, if, like, I know people love dogs and shit. I do, but if you guys were on a hike and your wife started getting attacked by a coyote, what are you gonna run away? No one's around to help. Maybe it is grounds for fucking breaking up, because especially if they only just moved in together, like.
Yeah, I think you break up.
All right, OP, break up. Let's see if OP has any updates. All right, so somebody comments, "I doubt it was actually 5 minutes, just felt like 5 minutes to OP." Why are you trying to, like, justify
victim
that?
shame?
Yeah. No one gets out there watching a situation like this, and time dilation is standard during high-stress situations. I'm not trying to downplay OP's experience. It must have sucked. I just wanted to point out that her boyfriend was getting help, not hiding in a corner of the house under a blanket. He still acted like a weenie for the bulk of it, but at least he didn't abandon her. Also, for anyone who may need to get an aggressive dog to release bite, the only safe method is to choke the dog with a cord, belt, leash, etc. until it lets go or loses consciousness. Any other method risks tearing and maiming from the bite. It can further provoke the dog. Well, that's good to know in the future. OP responded to that. Regarding the 5 minute thing, actually, to me, it felt like an hour being there alone. But afterwards, I learned from my boyfriend himself, his sister and brother-in-law, that my boyfriend went ringing the doorbell, but they didn't answer at first. They were upstairs, so they had to walk down. That's how I got the estimate timeline from the 3 of them, that it was about 5 minutes.
Jesus Christ. She said, actually, it was.
Yeah, asshole.
I think the boyfriend commented that.
Yeah. Damn, OP, run.
All right, my last story is coming from Am I the Asshole from 10 hours ago. It's a little short guy, and it's titled, Am I the Asshole for How I Declined an Invitation to a Strip Club from My Coworkers? I was talking to some coworkers the other day, and they were talking about how they used to go to the strip clubs when they were younger. They asked me if I had any club stories, and I told them I'd never been. They said at 30 I should have been to one by now. So they got excited and tried to plan a trip to a club with me. I declined. I told them it wasn't my thing and I had no interest. But they tried again the next day to convince me to go, and said it would be fun. At this point, I know I haven't done anything worthy of being an asshole, but maybe this response puts me over that line. I'm curious. I replied, guys, I can't imagine anything grosser than sitting in a club while you guys get hard watching girls pretend to like you because you pay them. Have fun without me because I'm not going. Now everyone's mad at me because I was insulting them for wanting to show me a good time. And while most of me feels like it was justified, I'm a bit concerned I was a dick about it. Am I the asshole? No. If they kept pressuring you...
Yeah.
You eventually have to be like, guys, shut the fuck up.
I think you're just setting a boundary with a reason why you're setting that boundary. Like, that you think it's
weird that you're in a room full of men that are all getting horny.
I mean, it is a weird, like, if you, like, really think about it, it is kind of strange. But I think girls get that money.
I think strippers are for the girls, honestly. Not gonna lie.
Some strip clubs, like, you can't, like, if they have if your vag is out, like, I know in New York State, you can't have your phone or alcohol. Yeah. So you're just sitting there drinking soda.
You're just sitting there watching them spread their legs with other men that are definitely getting horny. Mm-hmm. Not the asshole. This is exactly why my husband finds them gross. They needed to hear that, not the asshole. OP said, I agree rationally, but I do really wish that they had taken the first no and accepted it. I didn't have to push back so hard.
Yeah, they did this to themselves.
I feel bad even though I feel like I shouldn't go back for this.
OP's just a genuine person.
Yeah, you told them no and then they kept going. Someone said the only thing I find way less fun is having coworkers put porno on while in a shared hotel room.
What?
Sadly, I experienced that.
This sends chills down my body. It's weird.
And then Opie said, I want to be able to get aroused for weeks after something like that. Yeah. Strip clubs are just a weird concept. I love sex workers, don't get me wrong, and I love my stripper girls, but what do you mean you're just in a room full of men that just watch you dance naked?
I mean, it's just taking advantage of men.
I love that, but what do you mean? Why are the men okay with that? Why are the men okay with women, like, flirting with them, but being paid to flirt with them?
They're lonely.
Yeah, true. And I can just imagine the type of person that regularly goes to a strip club. They're old. They're white.
They're like a widow with a lot of money.
Yeah. They, like, can play Santa Claus at the mall.
Yeah, OP, you just set a boundary, and you told them like it is, and I respect that.
Yeah, I liked your response. It was funny.
So on to our last story. This is coming from Am I the Asshole from 3 days ago. AITA for snapping when somebody rubbed my belly and implied I might be pregnant.
Oh, no.
So today, my office building was throwing a little fiesta-themed event, and they offered free lunch in the cafeteria. A bunch of us went down to grab food. While I was standing in line, I opened the Nest camera app to check on something and saw a little bird that's been showing up outside every day. I laughed and casually said to no one in particular, this bird comes to visit me every day. Right after I said that, a coworker who has made pregnancy comments towards me before came up, rubbed my belly without asking, and said something like, maybe it's because you've got a little baby bird on the way. I felt this immediate wave of rage. Like, why are we still doing this in 2025? So I said, don't be wishing that kind of bad luck on me.
Queen.
I love that response. She looked super taken aback. And my boss, who overheard, also looked at me like I just said something offensive. It felt like I was the crazy one for being upset. But I didn't ask to be touched. I am not pregnant, and I really don't like people making those kinds of comments about my body. Now I'm wondering, AITA for reacting the way I did? There's an edit. I am not overweight, which only makes it weirder because I do not look pregnant. There are a couple rays of sunshine trying to make me feel bad about my weight. Maybe I need to be more specific. My coworker did not do this out of my looks. That's why I'm concerned, because even though, yes, I'm not the fittest person, I know I don't look pregnant. That lady's fucking lucky she didn't get kicked in the jaw.
Don't fucking touch me.
Ugh. I worked with this guy, and he was like a nice enough guy, but I'm gonna throw up if I say this. He, like, at one of my old jobs, we would be like in close quarters with somebody doing manual labor for an extended amount of time. So, you know, you would just have a conversation to pass the time. And he has kids, and I told him how I don't want any kids. I don't know if I had my tubes tied at this point. I might have been like, it was like around the time I did it. Actually, they were moved, not tied. But anyways, he literally said to me, I'm going to throw up saying this. Hold me. Oh.
It's okay. You can get through it.
He said, you don't want to feel a little baby moving around in your stomach?
Actually, no, that's literally why I got my tubes removed.
Oh, no. I said, ew. No, absolutely not. Why would you say that to me, sir?
A little baby
moving around, and it's not even your stomach, it's your uterus. Ooh. Oh.
Nightmare.
Oh. God, that was so fucking gross. I hate that. Anyways, Top comment is not the asshole. Your boss was just giving their initial reaction to one employee verbally snapping at another. I wouldn't worry about that unless it followed up with comments confirming they believe you are in the wrong. A lot was happening in the moment. I think you should follow up with an email to your boss, coworker, and HR so your feelings are clear. Namely, I want to explain why I raised my voice to my coworker, blah, 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 blah. Basically about the coworker thinking I'm pregnant and touching my abdomen, yada, yada, yada. I think that's a great idea. Because then, I mean, even if nothing... Okay, one, this bitch needs to learn her fucking lesson. Don't touch people or assume they're pregnant. Also, like, that woman could have had a fucking miscarriage like 3 weeks ago.
What if it's, like, very traumatic for her? What if she can't get pregnant? What if it's, like, a touchy... This is why you don't say these things.
And that generation will die out soon. And it just leaves a paper trail if this woman keeps doing that. And maybe other people will fucking come forward. Maybe you're not the only person she's done it to.
Maybe she has a pregnancy kink.
Yeah, maybe she's got a pregnancy fetish.
Like that one story.
Oof, I remember that. Yeah, I mean, this one was... Somebody said... Don't forget that what coworker did was actually assault and battery under the law.
What?
It's like a social justice warrior on here. Under that, someone said, I don't think any functioning police department would arrest somebody for battery for this. It's a misdemeanor assault.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
Relax.
It's just like a silly fucking old person, probably.
Well, don't touch people's stomachs and say they're pregnant. It's 2025, you fucking weirdos.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening to us. We hope you enjoyed your time here at Yapville. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Puh, look at her. Well, that concludes episode 32.
3
of Yapville. I can't believe we made it this far. This is awesome. So, thanks for everyone who's stuck around. If you enjoy this show, don't forget to share with a friend so they can also hear our silly stories and our silly takes. We're really excited for this next month off, but this is like a month in the future, so I'm excited to see what has changed in the past month.
I know.
We love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe and share with a friend, and we will see you next Tuesday.
Next
Bye.
month. Just kidding. Bye.